Okay, I'm standing here today. First of all, welcome to the Perry Stone YouTube channel. As you know, we're coming to you from the nation of Israel, the Holy Land, with some very great teaching for the next several months. And it's a beautiful day today, but I'm standing in a very significant location. I am in the northern part of Israel, and directly beside me here is a place called Nimrod's Fortress. Now, it was not built by Nimrod, who is a man mentioned in the book of Genesis, who was a mighty hunter, but Nimrod was a great builder. And his name has to do with strength. And so when this fortress was built, and the Muslims later came in, they're the ones that named it Nimrod's Fortress. So I want you to know it was not really built by Nimrod. But we're in a very important location, so I want to tell you something about this rift that is here. This is a very deep canyon or a very deep gorge. And then if you will look up on the mountain, you will see some very small antennas, and that is an Israeli military base. And this is no secret. Most people know that that's up there if they live in this area. And you're also at the border of Lebanon. Now, when Abraham received a vision from God in which the Lord said to him to get up and go into the land of Canaan, all of this area that you're looking at right now was once the land of Canaan. Now, Abraham, of course, went up into Lebanon for a period of time, and he came out of the land of Ur of Chaldees, which was down in Iraq, passing through Syria. Damascus existed back in Abraham's day. Damascus is one of the oldest cities in the world, and it's actually in this direction back here over these mountains. Now, you can't see this, but over top of these hills is a place called Mount Hermon, and during the winter months, it's snow-capped. There's no snow on it now because it's going to be about 80 degrees today in the month of November, if you can believe that, when we're taping this. But I want to tell you a story I found out about this area here. My former guide, and we want to just bless him, he's an elderly man now, Gideon Shore, that was my guide for years, began to tell me a story about something that was found up in this mountain. And we tried for many years to go up there to visit it, and because it was a military base, we were never given access. We came that close one time. But there was some excavations many years ago that took place there. And under an old oak tree, they found an ancient altar. And the stones of it appear to probably date back, get this, to about the time of Abraham. And when Abraham experienced the vision in the land of Ur of Chaldee to come out of that land into the land of Canaan, who Canaan land was named after Ham's son Canaan, whose descendants took this territory very early after the flood of Noah and so forth. But this was the land that Abraham took or was going to take, and God said, everywhere that your feet walk, I'm going to give it to you for an inheritance. And that's why the future inheritance of Abraham's seed goes from the river of Egypt, we could say the Nile River, all the way to the Euphrates River, which is the border of Iran and Iraq today. It's a large territory. In the millennial reign of Christ, all of this land will be divided into sections among the 12 tribal sons of Jacob that are alluded to in the book of Ezekiel, also in the book of Genesis. The point I want to make is, I want to show you, now you have to, of course, remove the houses and the buildings, and then back in that day, they've even shared with me there were many more trees here than there were then. The Turks came into the Holy Land centuries ago, hundreds of years ago, and they cut down a lot of the trees to use it for fires in their homes and to transport the trees out to the other countries when the Ottoman Empire had 27 different places in 3 continents that they were ruling over, the Turkish Empire from 1517 to about 1917. So there was a lot more trees, but I want you to see Abraham cuts across this hill, builds an altar in the entrance of the Promised Land, and this is what he sees. I want you to look at this. Imagine him coming through there and watching and seeing these beautiful mountains, these beautiful hills, and knowing that God had promised him that everywhere now that his feet goes, he will inherit that. And that's why in the millennial reign, the seed of Abraham, the Jewish people, will have all of this territory all the way down to the river of Egypt. And this is exciting because by the way, it's a beautiful day today. You almost never get a day like this. It's either very, very windy or it's extremely cool. It's going to be 80 degrees. It's just the favor of the Lord. So when Abraham had the vision, I took you here through our YouTube channel to show you what he saw the moment that he cut across those mountains. And can you imagine standing there and you're the man that God has said to you, everything that you see will become your seed and your descendants. And he didn't even have a son yet. Isaac would be born when he was 100 years of age. And now, as far as the natural seed of Abraham, there's 15 to 16 million in the earth. As far as the spiritual seed of Abraham, which is the body of Christ, there's multiple millions and millions of countless people that are a part of the seed descendants of Abraham. Well, it's a beautiful day today, and I want to thank you for joining me on the Perry Stone YouTube channel. I want you to keep watching because we always make something available to you at the end of the program. Please subscribe. You're going to want to subscribe when you start seeing all the teaching that we did from the Holy Land. So please subscribe to the channel. And don't forget, if we're in your area, come and see us sometime and go to perrystone.org for a lot of ministry information as well. Greetings from the land of Abraham and the place where the vision began that is now developed into the modern nation of Israel. This is Perry Stone. I am so excited to be able to present to you and your family two of the most exciting audio teachings that I have done in many years. Will Jesus Return by 2033 and the special teaching, The Soon Closing Out of the Church Age. Now, I want to talk for a moment and tell you that I'm not predicting the return of Christ in 2033, but I am saying to you that it is the most pivotal transitional date that we have encountered in our lifetime and in modern history. And I'm going to show you why that 2033 is the most important prophetic date in the prophetic cycle. And we're going to talk about God's calendar and God's timing and the events surrounding where we are going in the distant future. I also want to present to you a very special teaching, the soon closing out of the church age. The church age is also known as the dispensation of the grace of God, and it will eventually come to a conclusion with Christ's return. Then the wrath of God is going to be globally released in what is called the Great Tribulation. Now, on this 2 audio CD series, you will discover details on how, why, and when this major prophetic transition will occur. Man, this is a very powerful message. It is filled with fascinating new insight, and it provides keys to understanding soon coming events. Now, you can now get both of these audio CD messages. There are 4 CDs, 4 hours of teaching for your love gift of $30 or more. We really need your help to keep Manifest on the air. The way that you order this special teaching is by going to perrystone.org and ordering online, or call 1-888-21-BREAD toll-free and order that way. Or you can also write me at Perry Stone, P.O. Box 3595, Cleveland, Tennessee 37320. Now, when you call or write, you have to request offer number PR-138, and it is the special brand new prophecy updates. We're hoping to hear from you, and we just pray that God will continue to bless you.
If you enjoyed this YouTube content, there's an important website you should know about, perrystone.org. Perrystone.org is an essential resource for the latest books, audiovisual presentations, and digital products from Perry Stone Ministries, resources that cover the same kinds of topics discussed in the program you just watched. Stop in and see all that's available at perrystone.org.